Hi, welcome to our fourth discussion board. Now, I had spent the last couple of days kind of very carefully kind of thinking through how I was going to do this. Right? I mean, my you can probably tell that my approach is going from kind of a what do we do in our head and what do we do in our heart, what do we do in our hands. So what are the things we can think and feel and do. I'm going to stay in that space, and I focused in initially on how do we flatten the curve and how is this making us feel and what are some of the life hacks that we've got, skills that we're doing to kind of keep ourselves in a new normal. Um, but I have to say, and I've got a plan for how we repeat that again, and we're still going to do that. But for this fourth discussion board, I've decided that I'm going to do it a little bit differently. We're still going to do the discussion board. I still want to see you respond and comment. But there have been, I'm sure you've probably seen them, and if you haven't, you're missing out on some really fun stuff. It is amazing how brilliant some people can be in social media, creating memes around what's going on. Now, I don't necessarily agree with every single one that I've seen out there, and that's okay. You don't have to agree with everything you see. Some of them kind of, they walk a fine line, and so, I get that. But I was struck late last night. I saw a tweet from a college-age student that I follow, not a Missouri S&T student, so it's none of you, so don't worry about this. But this particular student tweeted. He said this is probably too much information. But now that I've had to come home from college and live back with my parents in our home, my mom just explained to me this afternoon what it means when there's a sock on the door handle in our house. And I thought I almost split a gut laughing so hard. I was like, oh, I can only imagine what it would be like as a college student to have been gone for the last 6-7 months, maybe to be, have gone for like a couple of years. Now suddenly you're back in your house with your parents or back in the house with your family. They have all their routines set up. They're still doing their routine. And it just struck me. I thought, one of the things that I think we should probably do on this discussion board is spend a little time having a good chuckle. So let's stay out of the space where it's over the line, right? So so let's share things that we feel like we would still share with our grandma at the dinner table, right? So let's be in that space where we're comfortable with what we're talking about. But there are some brilliant. There's both very kind of informative, intellectual memes out there, or posts or comments out there. There are some ones that are just hysterically funny. So let's make our fourth discussion board activity for you to share one or more of some things that you've seen in terms of just hysterical, funny, super informative, what we might call memes, what we might call, quick clips, what we might call a short video. You can share the link to it with a brief description. If it's an image that you can capture and actually then share in the post, that would even be better. Because then we can just kind of see it and move on in the discussion board without having to click through and go to something else. But if it's one that you're like, wow, this is so worth being able to click through and see, that's fine. You can post that there. Please try to make sure that there's some kind of description in it. And remember, the exercise is to have some fun in this space. So let's, number one, be sensitive to the fact that people are at different spaces in this, right? Some people are still a little bit in the hesitancy, scared, concerned about family member space. So we want to be sensitive to that. But humor is a fantastic medicine. And I was struck by that yesterday in terms of a life hack, in terms of a skill. Keeping yourself, regularly busy. Waking up, grabbing your shower, getting your breakfast. Most of you talked about how you'd set up spots in your homes where you can now, work. Some of you were like, I've got accountability partners. I make sure other people make sure that I'm working. I mean, these are amazing, great strategies, right? Staying physically fit, getting some exercise, going for a walk. Not to be the downer, but I did comment to a number of people. They're like, hey, I'm really enjoying going out in nature by myself. Only thing to think about there, right, of course, is that there might be actually kind of like less people out in public, which is good. But it also means that when you go like on your favorite I'm all alone by myself walking trail, remember to think about personal safety and think about the space around you, right? Because if there's less people around, there might still be some not so nice people around, and there might be less kind of like reasonably good people around. So, just be mindful of that. So, not to be the downer and be like, hey, don't go out and enjoy nature. That's not what I'm saying. But I saw just tremendous life hacks and then I saw some people saying, hey, I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm doing something totally different and unusual, and I'm posting, go with it. That's great. I mean, if you're riding the wave and you're binging on Netflix a little bit right now, it's okay. Don't stay with us, stay engaged in the discussion board, stay engaged in classes. A couple of you posted you actually were enjoying this discussion board, so thank you so much. I appreciate that encouragement. This is a little bit unusual space for me to be into, so the fact that you're offering some encouraging words is great. So a couple of quick reminders so we're all on the same page. I distributed updated syllabi at the end of the day yesterday. I asked you to take a look at those, and then today I'm going to post a couple of quick videos, one for each class, right? Because I can't have one video for all 4 classes on the syllabus. So I'm going to have a video that will be shared in an announcement for each class, and I'm going to kind of go through and talk through the syllabus so you're like, okay, I know what's due, I know how he's looking for me to turn it in, I know what I'm expecting, so I will go through and post a video that goes with each of the 4 syllabi. So know that that's coming today so that you know what's going on. For those of you that haven't taken a look at them, do download or do take a look at the updated syllabi because there's some really good information. I tried to use some striking out and some red lines. So you're like, okay, here's the new dates or here's the new stuff. So watch these videos today on the details for each of the 4 different classes. But today, discussion board number 4, and I'm so looking forward to reading these at the end of the day. Find something that's just made you chuckle, that you're like, okay, I get this. This is pretty darn funny. That's around this current situation that we're in, unless it's just absolutely overwhelmingly funny that you have to share it anyway. But here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for us to use discussion board number 4, to use a little bit of humor to go a long way as some medicine, right? So post something, preferably something that's kind of like either a joke or a note or a meme or something that everybody can immediately see on the discussion board. If it has to be a link, I totally understand that. Please give us a little description of what we're looking for in the link so when we click through, we know that we're actually going to the right thing and that it's not just kind of like clickbait that then got corrupted and is dragging us to some kind of weird spam kind of area. Don't forget to get the second half point. In other words, get the full point today, you need to go back and comment on somebody else's post. So make sure you hop back in and comment on somebody else's meme or joke or thing that they posted. Let's be sensitive in what we're posting. So let's make sure that we're humorous and funny, but let's be sensitive. And number 2, as you're looking at these and commenting back on each other's, let's try to show some grace, right? We're trying to use humor as a means of dealing with a difficult situation, right? Kind of like, laughing through the tears. So discussion board number 4 is all about how are you laughing through the tears? How are we moving forward using some humor to be able to deal with this situation? And then we'll come back in with some more of this kind of cognitive stuff as well. But I hope you enjoy. I hope you're enjoying, staying connected with these discussion boards. I'm thoroughly enjoying reading all of your posts. It's a lot to read, and I hope that you appreciate that I'm trying to give an individualized comment to every single one of you with every single one of your posts. I think this is just an awesome exercise. So let's keep sharing our stories. Let's keep staying engaged together. Let's look forward to continuing to do this optional exercise next week. Even though it's spring break, I'll still be with us and we'll still be doing this. And then look for those videos and those updated syllabi because that's got some great information. So discussion board number 4, optional, for a point. Post a meme, post a link, post something that's causing you to chuckle about this current situation, and then comment on a colleague's. So today it's all about how are we laughing through the tears. Thanks so much.